Good afternoon and welcome to the ribbon cutting for our 5th elementary school, Guilford Elementary. What a great day for the school system, the town, and our entire community. And for those of you who are with us who attended the groundbreaking, we do not have to deal with all the bees and the heat, which is a good thing. At this time, I'd like to invite our ambassadors to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone, please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you guys so much. So this truly is a great day, but let me tell you just a little bit of history. So how did we come up with the name Guilford Elementary? A few years ago, we asked some of our 3rd and 4th graders to make suggestions, and we received several options. Some good, some a little different, as you can imagine, but at the end of the day, we selected Guilford. We wanted to honor the history of this area. Guilford Township was the first township in the county to be settled in 1820. It was named in honor of Guilford County, North Carolina, due to the fact that a large number of settlers came from that location. When we made a decision to build the school a few years ago, there was really no choice because we were out of space and then we knew we would continue to grow. Clark's Creek was nearing 1,000 students and busting at the seams, and our other elementary buildings were at capacity as well. Rather than do a complete redistricting, we decided to divide Clark's Creek in half, which would give us the space we needed while at the same time not disrupting the other 3 buildings. Though we will only be at half capacity here when we open next week, we know we will continue to grow, especially on this side of Plainfield. We strategically built this building to hold 6 sections at each grade level. We wanted to be thoughtful for future leaders by providing them options as we grow, and if for some reason that growth would stop, there will be options as well. There are several people I want to thank, and you're going to hear from some of them, but first I want to thank and recognize one very important group, our teachers and staff. Yes, this is a beautiful building, but it's what will happen inside these walls that will be most impressive. An outstanding education provided to our children. Will our teachers and staff with us today please stand and be recognized? This project would also not have happened without the cooperation of our town and county leaders. Not only have they helped support this project, but they have provided the infrastructure needed for this building to run. Would all town and county leaders with us here today please stand and be recognized? I also want to especially thank Assistant Superintendent Judd Wolfe for overseeing this project. He has put in countless hours making sure everything is ready to go. And a big thank you to our Director of Communications, Sabrina Kapp, for helping us keep our community informed of the progress during the building of this beautiful project the last couple of years, and for helping us put this program together today. There was so much unknown that went in when we planned and sent out invitations to this event. I mean, I know COVID is a word that everybody still has in their mind, but we sent out our invitations prior to knowing what we were able to do. So we do plan on having an additional open house coming this fall for our community to see this facility. Our school board was also instrumental in making this project happen. They have been so supportive as we continue to go through the process. Would they please stand as I call their name? Scott Flood, Mike Allen, Jessica Elston, Danielle Bell, Brad Du Bois, and we have a former board member here with us today who was also part of that process, Katie Parker. Katie, if you could stand as well and be recognized. Let's thank them. At this time, our board president, Scott Flood, will say a few words.
Thank you, Scott. I'd like to welcome all of our guests today for this important occasion as we formally open our community's first brand new elementary school since 1963. Now think about that for a moment. The last time Plainfield constructed an elementary school from the ground up, Brentwood Elementary, our town's population was close to 6,000 people. This year, our school district will serve nearly that many students. Our community and district continue to grow, and the decision to build the school when we did reflects that growth. Our 5 elementary schools now have the capacity to accommodate nearly 1,000 additional students. So it should be a very long time before you hear the school board discussing the need to build another elementary school. In addition to the people that Scott Ollinger thanked, and I'm going to duplicate a little bit, there are several people and organizations I want to make sure I thank. First of all, our neighbors for putting up with the noise and the dust and the inconvenience of being by a construction site. I'd like to thank all the construction workers who put so much effort in and did such a nice job, as well as Bart York and the team at Skillman. The absolutely amazing folks at CSO Architects led by Jim Funk. The town of Plainfield for being such great partners and all their help pulling the details together. Again, Assistant Superintendent Judd Wolfe for overseeing the project, and Principal Colleen Perry for having to make hundreds of decisions that go into a building like this. Most of all, I want to thank Plainfield's taxpayers for trusting us to make the right decisions for the community. And when we're done here in this room and you walk through this afternoon, I'm sure one of your first reactions is going to be that you've never seen an elementary school quite like this before. And that's completely accurate. We all tend to think of education within the framework of our own time as students. For me, that meant heavy wooden desks, some of which still had holes for inkwells in them, all lined up in perfect rows. When I remember my first school, my memories are all in black and white because I don't think there was any color to be had anywhere around the walls. And we learned all our lessons in white chalk on blackboards. But if we built what I remember as an elementary school, we'd be doing a disservice to today's students because they'll come of age in a world that we can't envision. 14 years ago, Steve Jobs held up a nifty-looking device he called an iPhone. Think of how this little device has transformed our world in the past 14 years. Think of trying to live without it today. Well, 14 years from now, the kindergartners who will be here in a couple weeks, also known as the class of 34, are likely to be in their second year of college or the workforce. Many of those kindergartners will be working for companies that won't even exist for another decade. They'll be performing jobs we can't even begin to predict or imagine. And they'll be in a world that will look back on our technology as quaint and amusing and ridiculously slow. We owe it to those kindergartners to prepare them for that world, even if we can't predict exactly what that world is going to be like. We have no way of knowing exactly what they'll need to know. So instead, it's our responsibility to teach them how to learn, how to find information and determine whether it's trustworthy, how to ask the right questions, how to work together so that they can accomplish more in less time, and most important, when something doesn't work out, how to dust themselves off and try something different. Most of all, we need to instill them with a lifelong joy for learning. That's our responsibility, and that's what shaped this beautiful school that's going to serve Plainfield's families for many decades to come. I'm so excited for all of you to see it, and I thank you for being here this afternoon.
We started working with CSO Architects a few years ago, and they have not disappointed. From the remodels at Central and Van Buren, to the Imagination Lab, and most recently, the middle school renovation, and now this beautiful building. They have done a great job for us. But I only have one complaint. Jim? Many of you know that I love windows and natural light, and always ask for as many windows as possible in projects. As I looked around this room today when I came in, I just thought there should be more windows back here. This whole wall, I mean, I didn't go back. So, but anyway, of course I'm kidding. They've done a great job. So please welcome Jim Funk of CSO Architects.
Thank you, Superintendent Ollinger, and special thanks to the board for letting us be part of this. What a great opportunity to design a new elementary school. Doing something a little bit different. It's been kind of the joy of my career in the past 5 to 10 years to really look at education a little differently, how buildings support it, and I think you're going to have something here that really will help teachers do their job a little better, be a lot better, and collaborate together, as well as students collaborating together. But also thanks to Judd, I don't know where he's at, he's around there somewhere, he's hiding in the back. Great, always great working with him, and learned a lot, and so I appreciate that and all your efforts. Also want to thank all your staff and administrative team, technology, food service, all the people we have to deal with to get this right, and hopefully we did. I want to thank my team, the CSO, and most of the people here can stand, Brent Height, Chloe Sackers, Mary Bradley. They do all the work to make me look good, so thank you very much. We also have a lot of other people that help us do a design for a building like this. It's not just 3 or 4 people, it's like 30 or 40. We have structural engineers at LHB, we have site engineering, we have contacts design and infrastructure engineering, we have mechanical, electrical, plumbing design from R.E. Diamond, food service design from Retirement Design, and technology design from Site 27. So a big team and great process, enjoyed working with the town, and thanks for all their help in getting us through this. I especially want to thank the board and Dr. Oldinger for hiring a principal right off the bat, Ms. Colleen Perry, and what a joy it was to have her through the whole design process. A lot of times we'll do a building like this and then a principal will be hired, and they really don't know how we got from point A to point B. In this case, she was behind every part of it, and I'm going to let her talk about the building because she knows every inch of it and why, and how that's going to really help her staff and students and get you from point A to B and really be a great facility. So thank you very much. I'm going to introduce next. You got it? Okay.
All right, next, we are very fortunate to have selected Skillman Corporation as our construction manager for this project. This was the first time we've used them, and they did not disappoint. We could not be happier with the job they've done. Judd Wolfe was constantly singing their praises as he would update me on the project. Bart York has always been a huge supporter of Plainfield and our school system, so please help me welcome Bart York on behalf of Skillman Corporation.
What Scott didn't say, it's taken me a few years to get here. But we really appreciate, on behalf of the Skillman Corporation, for Plainfield, the school board, and the community to allow us to come in and help build this beautiful facility. I too have some thank yous and some recognitions, so bear with me for just a minute. It's the one time we get to say these things publicly, and the people that receive the thank yous deserve that. We had a great team with CSO, and it does take a team approach to build a building like this. It's not just the architects designing and the construction people building. They have to work together, and we have. I want to thank the school board for giving us a chance to do this wonderful project and help you with this. I want to thank especially Scott and Judd. I learned real quickly what this kind of project was going to be. Because Judd, one day, I was talking about his project. I've done this for a few years. And so, it's your project, And he said, no, it's our project. That moment, I realized how a team is developed. And we're all equal, and we're working together. And Judd has just been a real treat to work with on this project. So, Judd, thank you. If it wasn't for all the contractors that built this building, we wouldn't be here today. We thank them. They continue to follow us, give us good bids, give us good work, and that's how we get to a place like this. Recognition. Let me thank, I'm going to introduce folks with our company, Brad Skillman, our owner, CEO, Kevin Grudrall. You can stand, both of you, if you will. Normally I don't have to tell you, but I will this time. And another person with us that couldn't be here today is Roger Spiegel. Now, if you really want to talk about who gets the job done from the Skillman Corporation is Roger Spiegel. He's our site manager, so he's here every day. He's not here for this dedication, but we let him pass on that. But he's the one that makes this work. And so, as the teachers will see Roger here in the next few weeks, and Colleen, please mention to him that we recognize him and his importance. So, the other item that we like to do is to remind everyone of today's dedication. So, through the years, we have presented a key that you can mount somewhere in your school on the wall that will remember this date of July 25th, 2021 as a dedication. This key has Skillman Corporation name, CSO Architects name, Guilford Elementary School, and in the logo for Guilford Elementary. So the key that we will be giving here in just a second. Now you might say, this key's probably not going to unlock very many doors in this school because it's a little bit large. And that's true. It's not the right size for all the key cores here in the building. What this key will do, it will give you and open the opportunity for your teachers first, for your students that's going to walk through these doors, and certainly the community, opportunities that Scott spoke of that we will recognize in years to come. So at this time, I would like to invite Colleen to come and join us and to receive this key for both Jim Funk and myself as our recognition of this day for the dedication of Guilford Elementary School.
I just want to say I accept this on behalf of the Board of School Trustees, so thank you very much.
When we decided to build this school, there were many decisions that we had to make and many unknowns. But one decision was easy to make, and that was selecting a principal to lead. In fact, I never even posted a position. I had the best candidate already working for us as an assistant principal, Colleen Perry. When I asked Colleen to lead, she did not hesitate. She said yes. She has worked side by side with Marisa Donovan the last few years, and Marisa, you did a great job preparing her for this role. Where's Marisa? Wave. Thank you, Marisa. By splitting Clark's Creek in half, Colleen is also very familiar with the teachers and students coming in this building, and that is a very unique situation. Many times when a new school is built, everything is redistricted, all new kids, everybody gets disrupted. We did not have to do that here. So she's going to be walking into a building where she knows everybody and knows the students, and that's going to be a great situation for us. Colleen, I want to thank you for what you've done to get us to this point so far, and what you will do to continue the great legacy of successful schools in our district. Thank you.
You'll hear some repeated thank yous here as I share some things, but first let me thank you for coming today to Guilford for our ribbon cutting. Each one of you has played a very important role in making this day possible. So we're still a work in progress, but my hope today is that you can envision what the school will look like, filled with over 400 smiling faces on August 4th. On October 18, 2018, my life was changed forever. On that day, I received a message from Mr. Ollinger asking me to meet with him upon my return from fall break. I still have that message saved on my phone. I will keep it forever. On that day, I was given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to accept the offer to be the principal at Guilford Elementary School. I've been humbled since accepting this offer and was fortunate enough to get to spend the next 3 years learning from many of you sitting in the chairs in front of me. I was very nervous as I began attending meetings that were focused on designing an elementary school that truly promoted bringing joy to learning. I spent most of my teaching career doing everything that I could to avoid getting a call from the superintendent or the assistant superintendent, but little did I know that I would be talking to them on a weekly, sometimes daily basis.
I've always known that the school corporation valued the opinion and input from all of its stakeholders, but I got to see this firsthand as we began this design process. The school board members were active participants in meetings, and their suggestions were always centered around what was in the best interest of students. Mr. Olinger always helped keep our meetings focused on the health and the well-being of our students. You will notice the natural light everywhere in this building, and that was definitely intentional. He invested his own time learning more about the benefits of flexible seating, how to utilize spaces in the classroom more efficiently. As you visit each of the classrooms today, you will notice varying seating options for students. You'll see standing tables, wobble stools, standing boards, which allow students to stand and work while still being able to move side to side. Mr. Cooney helped to foster conversations that made sure that Guilford would continue to align with the other elementary schools and would promote collaboration, and that STEM could be implemented easily in all of the grade levels. You will notice triangular desks that promote students working together. You will walk through community spaces that are just extensions of the classroom. You'll see that the classroom becomes a live bulletin board, allowing you to see what is happening through glass windows. As you enter the Stride area, that's our district program that supports students with emotional disabilities, you will see ideas that were taken from Beth Shepherd and Laura Del Vecchio. There's sensory supports, swings, flexible seating, and multiple spaces for small group instruction. The location of this program is near the Discovery Center, art, and the music classroom. For many of these students, academics are not always their strength, so having access to the fine arts programs as they step just outside their classroom door helps to build upon their strengths. Along with the district administrators, I also want to recognize the talent of the architects and designers from CSO. Their ideas came to life thanks to the dedication of the construction team from the Skillman Corporation. You will get to see their work today as you tour this amazing school. I continue to be in awe of their talent. One person who I want to give a very special thanks to is Judd Wolfe. He has put his heart and soul into this project and continues to remind me that this building is just bricks and mortar, and that it's the people in it that will truly make it a school. He's so right. I could not have gotten through this process without him, and I will forever be grateful for his help. I also need to thank my colleagues. A special thanks to Marisa Donovan. I continue to learn so much from you and only hope that I can be half the leader that you are to your students and staff. Thank you for supporting me over the past several years and for being my biggest fans. Jake Jones is not here with us today, but he's our head facilities manager, and I really don't even have enough words to thank him for all he has done to get this school ready to welcome students in 10 days. John Crum, Dean Shepherd, and the entire technology and transportation departments also deserve a huge thank you. You're the masterminds behind the scenes, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to also make sure to thank Sabrina Capp, Liz Geesting, Mary Owens, who has spent countless hours preparing for the opening of Guilford Elementary. A special thank you to Sabrina, who has been instrumental in planning and preparing for this ribbon-cutting ceremony today. She has been by my side every step of the way, making sure that everything for today was just perfect. Danielle Bell and Nicole Rongo volunteered their time to help with the theme of our ribbon cutting. I want to thank each of them. You'll notice Danielle's creation back here with the balloon arch that she came today to put together for us. Thank you to Abigail Carter and the PTO for their dedication to supporting our students and staff. You will receive a gift today as you go through our Discovery Center, and that's due to their generosity to this organization. A humongous thank you to Carissa Schwankamp and Brent Schwankamp, who is I got like 2 for 1 when Carissa got to come with me, but as you walk around today, you'll be able to scan some QR codes to learn more about our school. Carissa and Brent worked together to highlight several community spaces in the school. They've gone above and beyond to help make today very special. Although I haven't seen this person, I do also want to thank Michael Menser for testing out our sound system. The workers got to take a little break to listen to him sing a little bit of Garth Brooks that day, so. Thank you to the 4th grade team for their work in supporting our ambassadors and for working with students last year to create beautiful pinwheels and artwork that you'll see today. You'll pass a display case in the main hallway. You'll have to come back in a few months into our school because Ray Helmuth and Mary Osborne are building a time capsule that will be placed in this case. Each classroom will work together to come up with one item to place in this time capsule. Thank you to the families who have also waited patiently for the school to open. You've put up with road closures, dust and dirt from construction, and the stress of not knowing if this date would ever come, so thank you for hanging in there with us. To the teachers who are sitting in the audience today, you continue to amaze me. You have remained patient over the past several weeks, anxiously awaiting the day that you could enter your classroom. I wanted to remind everyone that the fact that our teachers were only allowed into their classroom this past Wednesday, you will be amazed as you walk around to see what they can do in such a short time. You will quickly feel the love and passion that they have for their students as you enter each one of their communities. I may not get this opportunity again, so I don't want to forget to thank my husband, Jason, who I have not seen for several weeks. But I promise that on Labor Day weekend, we might do something together. So thank you for supporting my long hours and for teaching our boys that nothing happens without hard work. For me, I will always remember this school as a symbol of hope. As the world shut down around us due to COVID, this school continued to keep our focus on the future. On days when I felt down and defeated, driving by this field and seeing the daily progress helped me to realize that things would get better and we would move forward, and we have. As you can see, this school is not just a culmination of one person or one team. This is a community built around collaboration and teamwork. There are pieces of all of you in this school, and I'm excited for you to see the final product today. So after all this hard work, we're close to welcoming our students. We have some students with us today, our ambassadors. They're current fifth graders, who will be the first Guilford students to enter the school. They're the reason that we built this school. And today, they're going to be sharing some fun facts about our school. So please stop by and see our ambassadors on your walk through the school. But they've written some poems. So if you have written a poem to share today, if you could come up to the podium.
Hello, my name is Scott Schwanecamp. I will be a fifth grader at Guilford Elementary School this year, and I've written a poem called New School, New Year to share with you guys. I can't wait to see the new school. I bet it's so cool. On the summer we were playing, workers were working to make sure it was ready for learning. On the night before school, we hurried to pack up notebooks, pencils, folders, and other things we'd cram in our backpacks. That night, we dreamed of new friends who we would meet and new teachers we would greet. That morning, we hop out of bed, get all of our things, and run to the bus or jump in the car, then to be whisked to our brand new school. That's my poem.
Hi, my name is Iris Salim, and I'm a fifth grader going to Guilford. I wrote a poem called Back to School. Summer is over and fall will soon appear. Back to school for a brand new year. Pack your bag, on the bus you go, time to show, we'll let you know. Your brain will grow if you do your best, now is time that you do your test. Welcome to the new school that you shall wait to see. When this ribbon gets cut, we will see what it has come to be.
Hi, my name is Molly and Bercia, and I wrote a poem called A Great New School. I'm going to be fifth grader at Guilford. A great new school. A new place to learn, a new place to grow, a new place to come to show what we know. The school looks great, don't you agree? It's a wonderful place to be. I can't wait for the school year to start. By the end of the year, we'll be so much more smart. I love this new school and all that it gives, so welcome everybody, here it is.
Hi, my name is Micah Groves, and I wrote this poem for my excitement for the new school. Well, actually, it's how I feel. The Guilford Township, filled with sports fields and playgrounds, the future is visible. In the plain cornfield where the grasshoppers reside, people built a school with STEM, a school with new books, I cannot wait. A school like this simply cannot be boring. I will enjoy it.
And that's really what it's all about, is our students. Our students weren't the only ones that wanted to say thank you today, so we have a special thank you from all of our staff as well. All right, at this time, I think we are ready for our ribbon cutting ceremony. So we have our ribbon back here in the back, and so we're all going to kind of travel that way, and then we'll get ready to cut our ribbon. We'll let you know if we get this